All right, another episode of Splash Hit Territory. I'm in San Francisco, and our guest today is nice enough to join us from spring training. He was the first chair alto saxophonist in high school. Tristan Beck joins the show.
What
What's
an
going
intro.
on, man?
What an intro. Thought those days are behind me.
Yeah, I could have said Giants reliever, but I know this about you, and I know you're very proud of that. So I thought, hey, let's mix it up a little bit and say that.
There we
How
go.
you doing, man? How's camp going?
Hey, so far so good, man. Just got back from the field, so happy to hop on with you.
So, I mean, we talk about this every year. It's spring training. Everybody's in the best shape of their lives. The vibes are good. But maybe talk a little bit, and I know it's early in camp, how this is a little bit different from other camps, or maybe it isn't. Is it the same as it's always been in Scottsdale for you as a Giant?
There's a little extra buzz in the air this year. You can feel it. Obviously Tony V getting in, just setting up first couple weeks or just getting comfortable doing all that. But dude, that guy brings the energy. I don't know if you've had a chance to meet him or cross paths with him, but you kind of get it. Just all that conversations, addressing the team, and then just daily going through drills and PFPs and infield work and stuff. He's setting the tone out there, so it's been fun.
Is he bouncing around, chirping? Like, what is his energy? Everybody uses this general term of energy, but like, try to describe that for people, Giants fans watching this. What type of energy is it?
It's there's some intensity to it. I mean, he makes it very clear from day one. He's like, hey, we're here, and there's expectations, and we gotta make some changes, and it starts every single day with everything we do. And I mean, one of the things that caught me off guard a little bit is day one of PFPs. He's like over there at first base with a glove, just mixing in, flipping balls to the pitchers, hitting fungos, which you can definitely a little change up. Don't always see that every day.
Well, you got to do that while you can as a coach. There's going to be a day when he can't feel for ground balls with you. How's his technique? I heard Wash was working with him a little bit.
He can pick it a little bit. He can pick it. He says he used to play infield. I can see the hands there for sure.
That's cool. So talk about your new pitching coaches. Has anything clicked yet? I know it's early. You're working on things. You just faced hitters, but is there any general message that they're implying to all you guys as a staff?
One of the big ones, just kind of day one basic level stuff, has just been attack the zone. We've been a team that's been pretty good at that at times. Guys like Logan Webb really set the tone there. But that's just kind of the consistent message. It's just a race to two strikes. But dude, it's been great getting to know the staff a little bit. Message and Christian Wonders and Jesse Chavez. It's really good vibe so far. It was nice. A bunch of us were actually out here training in Scottsdale using the Papago facility. So Wonders was around quite a bit. So you got to get the, hey, how you doing, out of the way early. I mean, you know how that goes. It's that first week of camp. If you have some new faces, it can be kind of get to know you, figure it out, see some reps. But getting that out of the way before camp was pretty cool.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be spending a lot of time with Jesse Chavez. I mean, talk about a guy that's pitched in the majors forever out of the bullpen with a rubber arm. The numbers are incredible. The career is incredible. I would imagine that's a great resource for you down there.
Oh, he's great, man. And it's you can definitely tell a little bit of a different vibe with him just being there so recently, last 18 years, I think he was doing it. But dude, he's just great vibes. And it's like all the little just small things, tips and tidbits he's giving you are just money. And, he's a guy who gets it. Been there, obviously had good bullpens, bad bullpens, good outings, bad outings. So you can just tell he's chiller, stays level, not getting too up or too down about, good, bad, whatever.
That's cool. Take us through a day in your life at spring training right now. I know you're probably ramping up, and we'll get to the WBC in a second. But I know, just from the time you get up, what time you get up, what do you have for breakfast, get in the car, go to the yard. Fans love stuff like this. So just take us through a day in a reliever for the Giants' life.
Oh, you're going to kind of put me on the spot here. Pitchers famously don't always have the longest days. But with games starting up, it'll.
I know that. You guys are golfing. I'm still taking batting practice. I know.
Some guys are. Some guys are. It's been starting a little earlier, at least for me personally. I'm not really a morning guy, so I try to get ahead of it. Give myself time to wake up if we're getting out there. But usually the alarm's between 6:30 and 7. I'd say for most guys. That's usually, I think, kitchen opens at 7. Have breakfast, get in there, get some grub, a little bit of coffee, do your kind of pregame stuff. It kind of depends day by day. Right now, we got no games, so there's not really a hard stop at the end of the day. So it's a little bit longer practices and stuff, but it's usually get in the weight room, move around, stretch by 9:15, 9:30, kind of at the latest, and then get out there. Pitchers go play catch. Position players, are doing their thing, stretching, running, and then getting into kind of individual defensive stuff. But you play your catch. Guys who are throwing bullpens break off to throw their bullpens. Usually there's some fundamentals every day, whether it's bunt defense or covering first base or learning the first and third plays, stuff like that. And yeah, usually by about noon to 1, you're running some sort of like live at bats or something kind of high intensity. So those guys get a little bit more time on the back end, get the body ready for a real competition, facing hitters, facing live pitching, stuff like that. But no, it's been good. This is kind of that weird time where you have a lot of innings but no games. So you're trying to build guys up so you can be ripping off inter squads that are like 4, 5, 6 innings long, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you guys are always way ahead of the hitters. I remember every spring training, I felt like I forgot how to hit. Just seeing that velocity for the first time, breaking back. I used to hate live pitching. Oh, we're facing pitchers today, and I'm breaking 3 bats. And I mean, you guys are always ahead of the game, but getting to the WBC, you kind of have to be ahead of where you usually are in spring training, or no? Is this just another normal spring training for you?
A little bit. I think even without the World Baseball Classic coming up, I'd wanted to kind of start my ramp up a little earlier. Last year, I just feel like I didn't quite get there. I could have used an extra week of, just super high intensity, high volume stuff like that. So I definitely pushed it up a little bit. But yeah, that's always kind of the concern with the WBC, especially on the pitcher side. But it'll be nice. One, we have camp here in Phoenix, which is good, not having to like fly across the country, do a time zone change for training camp. But it'll be nice to get hopefully 2, maybe 3 games under my belt before we get out there and actually start the tournament.
Yeah, being the great host that I am, I forgot to say you're playing for Great Britain in the WBC, and you're playing with your brother, who's in the Yankees organization. Talk about that first. I'm watching the Olympics right now. It's Quinn Hughes and Jack Hughes, the Olympic hockey team. Now you get to represent Great Britain with your brother. Talk about that for a second.
It's gonna be cool, man. We obviously we're 2 years apart, so growing up we played either with or against each other and kind of everything. But it's been a minute. I think we were last teammates in 2018, my junior year of college. So we've had some pretty good success on the field together. I don't know. See if we can maybe recapture some of that magic.
Yeah, so he's a pitcher too. Talk about his arsenal for a second. What he features.
It's not dissimilar. It's not dissimilar from me, wouldn't you know? One of the things, there's kind of a hard break. Once I got drafted, we definitely developed a little different. But up until we were in college together, it was, pretty much just kind of monkey see, monkey do. I'd see him doing my mechanics. He'd see me using his mechanics. But he's kind of a vertical guy, big righty, 4-seam fastball, big curveball off that. And his kind of gyro slider is really good, much better than mine. But I got that sweeper, which is kind of the X factor right now. So see if we can't teach him a thing or two about it at the tournament.
So your stuff's better than his stuff is what this sounds like in a very professional sort of way. We'll talk about, a lot of people know this and you've talked about it a lot, but your ties to Great Britain and how you became a member of the WBC for Great Britain.
Yeah. So my mom was born there. She was real easy off the bat. She, born there, was a citizen for 18 years. But she was raised in America. My grandparents on that side immigrated back in the 60s. So that side of the family is 100% British. We grew up around that. Grandpa on that side lived in my hometown growing up. So he was a huge part of our upbringing. Everyone knew him as kind of the old Welsh man from around town who, I give him a lot of credit. He ended up learning baseball, obviously not something he grew up with, a little more rugby and soccer and cricket over there. But yeah, it was a huge part of our upbringing. We did a whole family trip over there my senior year of high school, which was cool. So got to see his hometown, Newport, Wales, got to go around the countryside, visit some family, and then did a week in London just to, sightsee, see some of the big stuff, go to some museums and all that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, my daughter's over there right now in London, and I visited Susan. I told you this
already
this off season. Spent 8 days there. It's a great country, a great place. So that's really, really cool. And they approached you. How did this whole thing come about? They just call you up and say, "Hey, you want to be on our team?"
Yeah, so this actually goes back a little bit, the communication from the last WBC, where I obviously knew that I qualified and it was something I had some interest in. So I kind of reached out. Talks didn't go super far. It wasn't a great time for me in my career to really make that happen. And I think it was just kind of quick. I think timing wise, it would have been tough to pull off. But in the interim now, these last 3 years, we've kind of been in contact. Obviously, knowing our eligibility was pretty solid. It was always something that was on back burner. And yeah, so this time around, it was kind of a no brainer. Brendan was actually planning to go play in the European finals, I think, the European Championships this last fall, but the Scranton Rail Riders ended up making the playoffs, so we couldn't go.
Oh, okay. Well, you got some pretty cool teammates: Jazz Chisholm Jr., Harry Ford, some guy named Trace Thompson. It might be related to a Splash brother. So I'm sure you're gonna have fun with these guys. I mean, you have some Warriors connections. You were out there shooting around the other day with Steph during during the Fan Fest thing. Are you gonna talk to Trace about his brother and the Warriors, or I think it's just gonna be cool for you to get to know other guys from other organizations.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even though not everybody, I mean, those are some great players right there. And Trace is a hell of an outfielder in his own right. But yeah, Harry and Jazz are obviously I think they're our captains. Two great players, but a lot of dudes who you just kind of play against coming up. I mean, me and Harry Ford, I think he was 3 for 3 off me last year in AAA. So might have to have a talking to about what he's seeing over there that I'm not doing right. But yeah, that's kind of the thing is, it's guys that you play against. I've had so many other guys that I know be like, oh, I came up with Nick Ward, or hey, I know Vance Worley. And, just it's kind of, this in baseball, man. It's always just kind of degrees of separation where somebody who knows somebody on any team in any locker room. So I'm pretty fired up to just get in there, meet the guys, and go see what we can do.
Do you think he'd tell you if you were tipping your pitches? You're not. I mean, I'm pretty good at that, and I watch you intently every time you go out there. But do you think a player from another team would say, "Hey, I got your slider," or "I know when you're throwing a fastball"? You think they would share that info with you?
I probably don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know if I'd want our guys doing that to a division rival or something like that. But
well, I don't know if I told you this, but Barry Bonds on our team would see our own pitchers tip, and you've probably heard this story, and he wouldn't tell him because he would say, "You might be on another team next year, and I'm going to face you." So he would watch our own guys. He's the best I ever saw at it, and he would be sitting out in left field, and he would say, "I got all your pitches," and they'd be telling me, and he'd say, "No, Rob Nen." He had all of Rob Nen's pitches, and he wouldn't tell Nenner that he's got them, and it was confrontational at times.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds like Barry, though. Always looking for an edge. Guess there's a reason he hit so many.
I know you can't really argue with the success.
Not a mistake, that's for sure.
Okay, so I've listened to Tony. I'm listening to all of his press conferences every day, and he's talking about he loves competition.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of competition in the bullpen. I know you're not afraid of competition. You're a gamer. But talk about where you fit in all of this, or what maybe your goals are and what role you would ideally like. I know you're going to say I'm a team ball player wherever they need me, but talk about the competition in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. I mean, we've got a lot of talented guys. I think the last year and the last 2 years have really shown that. It's going to be a little different. Maybe not having some pieces that have been here for quite a while. So we're all fired up. I firmly believe that competition just raises the level of the talent, flat out, which is there's too many guys and not enough spots, and it's going to be the guys who get out there and earn it. So we're already seeing it at camp, man. Some guys have come back in unbelievable shape. Some guys are throwing the ball real well. But we'll see how I fit into it. That long relief role has kind of been where I've slotted in and able to, kind of adjust off that. But I think at the end of the day, for me, that's kind of my biggest strength is I've started a bunch of games. I've closed a couple of games. I've done 5 innings in relief. I've gotten singular outs. Like, I can kind of do a little bit of everything. I'm pretty comfortable in all those roles. So just kind of see how the roster shakes out and kind of see. Obviously, I got to step up my game, take care of business, and make a spot for myself. But feeling pretty good about it. And I'm feeling pretty good about the way the fellas are throwing the ball.
Good. There's a lot of concern in Giants fans about the bullpen. That's all you hear around town and on the streets. And I feel like if you guys are going to be that competitive, it's going to get the best out of all of you. And I have total confidence in all you guys. You've come a long way, man. We got to talk about it. You've been through a lot. The aneurysm in your arm and missing all that time and building back up and coming back. I don't know if a lot of Giants fans know about that, but maybe you can share what happened to you and the long road back and where you're at right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, you remember this. I had that rookie year in 23, kind of a whirlwind year, but finished up what I thought really strong. My September numbers were great that year. Got the opportunity to start a little bit, and good off season. Went into camp, super optimistic. Some thoughts about maybe getting a starting role, maybe even settling into a pretty consistent bullpen spot, and just kind of out of left field, that aneurysm just shut me down. So super thankful. I mean, the medically it was just, I mean, perfectly handled. We saw the symptoms, saw the doctor, had it handled within 2 weeks, which is great. But having to lose, I think I lost 5 months that year. I ended up being a September call up. So that was, that's the game, man. People get hurt, injuries come up, stuff happens. Um, but yeah, honestly, even going into that offseason, I came back in 24, pitched pretty well, but just really getting my stuff back. I felt like it was kind of the middle of last year that I really felt like myself again. And guys say that, man, getting surgery is never fun. It's never easy. Even if you maybe feel all right, just getting the muscles, trusting that, being able to, throw as hard as you can, or, shape the ball as well as you can, just can sometimes take a little while to come back. So I'm feeling good, feeling like I'm honestly better for it, getting knocked back down and having to kind of reestablish yourself, earn another spot, is something I'm pretty thankful for. So like I said, we're here in camp, gonna have to do it all again. Fired up for it.
Yeah, your work ethic's second to none, and I had faith that you'd be back. But you and I become close over the last 3 or 4 years. And when you came out for your first outing off your injury, dude, I think I was doing the game, and I don't know if I was more nervous than you, but like that's the most nervous I've been watching somebody pitch. I was so excited for you. I know all the hard work you did to come back, and you came out on the mound, and I could see you had some adrenaline going, man. Your warm-up pitches were quick, and you're like, let's go, baby. Let's get after this. Because there was a lot of people don't know this. They think it's a video game. We get surgeries. I had a bunch of them when I played. And the behind the work scenes we do to get back is not just to go do a 9 to 5 job. Not that there's anything wrong with a 9 to 5 job, but when you're competing against the best players in the world on a nightly basis, the rehab is so intense where there was times I didn't even know if I could finish anymore, and I'm throwing up in the corner and I'm wondering if I'm ever going to play again. In that moment when you go under anesthesia, you're just like that. When they count you in, you're like, am I ever going to play again? I mean, all those thoughts go through your head. So it's not just like a video game where you go get surgery and you come back, because so many guys do it. There's just so much that goes into the rehab from a physical standpoint, but I think even more so from a mental standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, 100%, man. That's super well said. And like every surgery is different. And, every injury kind of comes with things that are tougher, some things easier, maybe. But the thing that just killed me was I want to say 8 weeks of just absolutely no activity, no running, limit how much you're outside, limit how much you're around baseballs. I was on these blood thinners and getting hit, getting punched, having somebody trip, like, became kind of a concern. So, I mean, dude, that was the first time in my whole life I think I'd gone more than a week without running around a little bit. And to do that for 8 weeks and then just pick back up and be like, all right, get back in the weight room, like start throwing again. Like you kind of, stuff feels foreign. Stuff you start wondering, like, man, have I lost my delivery? Like, can I still spin that curveball? Like, I remember that road was being able to stay mentally just strong through the days that, man, my breaking balls haven't been really breaking too much. 3, 4 bullpens in, it's like, all right, stay the course. Like, it was a long time away from the game. It's going to come back. Just having that faith and getting through that is can be tough.
Yeah, well, everybody's proud of you. I'm sure you're proud of yourself. It's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And you've dealt with adversity as well as anybody I've seen for your age. So congratulations on coming all the way back. Okay, you got to give a shout out to Marquess. He just died unexpectedly. I know you went to Stanford. I know you played for him. He was a special person in your life. So just talk about the influence he had on you at a very young age in college.
Yeah, Nine was a legend. Nothing else to say about it, really, man. It was pretty cool being able to catch. I caught the last 2 years of his coaching career over there, um, and just, man, what a body of work. I mean, it was pretty cool. Getting to read a little bit about people piping up, sharing stories about playing for him, even just reading kind of in one place, just the stuff he accomplished, man. I mean, I think he was replaced by Jim Plunkett as quarterback of the Stanford football team.
Wow.
And I mean, then went over to baseball, became the coach, and I mean, stood up what I think is one of the most historically relevant programs in baseball history, man. I mean, Stanford was kind of unanimous with excellence growing up. You know, it was one of those programs that it was blue chip. And I mean, dude, it was 100% on his shoulders, just a guy who brought the energy, brought the focus, and just knew how to coach baseball, coached the USA team, won Olympic gold medals, threw out the first pitch at World Series games, met presidents. Like, I think it's one of those things you don't quite appreciate when you're playing for him at 18 years old. It's things you just kind of take for granted a little bit, but it was a big loss for the program and the college baseball community as a whole. That's for sure.
Yeah, you get caught up in the day-to-day as a player and a college student with so much going on. And then when you get to a certain point, you reflect and you look at the influences they had on you, not just as a player, but as a person and as a man too. So that's very, very well said. All right, I'll leave you with this. Like, you used to live in the city and, you were a city guy and I would see you all the time, but you recently moved to Scottsdale. But I did see you this winter for a couple days. We watched the Niners game together. So what's it like in Scottsdale? And do you miss living in San Francisco? Obviously, when you make the team and you're in the bullpen, you're going to be back here. But you left us. What's going on?
I did, man. It's tough. I'm not going to lie to you and say that the injury had nothing to do with it. Being down, I was down here for a few months at a time. And obviously a lot of baseball guys live down here for a reason, but I miss it, man. I miss it so much. This. We've talked about this. I stuck around for an extra month after season. I came back I think I was up there for 3 full weeks outside of that even. So, I don't technically live there, but I was around a little bit, It's just awesome, man. I love the city. I love going out, seeing the new restaurants, getting out there, going on hikes, seeing the bridge, hanging out at Baker Beach. Like, it's just a great place, man. I'm super excited to, get back once we break camp here and get back up there and settle back in.
What's cool is when Super Bowl was here, everybody in America found out why we love the city so much.
And it was shocking, right? They were shocked to see it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, because it just gets crapped on in the national media and the worldwide media. And then everybody came here and they saw why we love the city so much. And of all the people and all the Giants I've met, nobody loves the city more than you. I mean, you're a San Franciscan, and I know you're a Southern California guy, but you've lived here and you love the city like I love the city. So that's pretty cool. And you'll be back.
I try to be an advocate for it. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's a pretty special place, man. And yeah, I mean, it gets a lot of bad publicity in the media, but it's like I always say, it's people who've never been. Tell me how much you hate it sitting there reading about it on a screen somewhere. It's one of the best cities in the country, and that's no doubt in my mind. It's a place I really love spending time.
Hands down. Well, we can't thank you enough for coming on today, dude. I know you got a busy schedule. It's great to chat with you. I'll be down there next week, so I'll see you. But in the meantime, let it rip, man. I can't wait for you in Great Britain. See you in the World Baseball Classic. You're in the same bracket with, if I'm not mistaken, with USA, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see if we get a Logan Webb sighting against us. Maybe I'll have some tips for our hitters or something.
or maybe you'll face Aaron Judge, and that'll be great.
Maybe.
Drop the sweeper on him, buckle him a little bit.
Hey, don't count the boys out. We tied 1-1. America got the revolution, but the War of 1812, I think, went to the Brits. So all square at one. See how it goes.
It's a big game, man. It's a really big game all of a sudden. All right, Tristan, thanks so much for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure, man. See you soon.
All right, that's Tristan Beck, Giants reliever. I know I introduced him as an alto saxophonist. That's just a little inside joke, but he was, and he's proud of that too. I've seen him talk about it a lot. You know what we're proud of? All the subscribers to Splash Hit Territory. You guys have been amazing. Like the comments and we read all the comments. We're almost to 3,000. Tell your friends, tell your family. It's the fastest growing Giants podcast out there. We're having a blast doing it. Susan will join me on the next show. She was off today, but thanks a lot for watching. You guys are always, always incredible in the comments. I try to comment back, not just to the negative ones. And there's not many. You guys have been very flattering. So Susan and I are very, very thankful for all that you guys are doing so far. We're having a blast doing this. We're doing it because we love Giants baseball. We love communicating with you guys, and we love getting it out there. And we can't thank Tristan Beck enough for coming on the show today. So I'm going to sign off now. We'll see you guys next week when we do another show. But in the meantime, swing hard in case you hit it on Splash Hit territory.